William Morrow and HarperAudio present Blood and Ink, the scandalous jazz-age double murder that hooked America on true crime. By Joe Pompeo. Read by Robert Petkoff. A note before we begin. For sources and a complete bibliography, be sure to download the accompanying enhancement PDF from your audiobook provider or go directly to www.harpercollins.com/pages/blood_ink. For Jessanne, Ada, and Austin. Introduction. On the first day of February 2019, I stood in a small room on the third floor of the Somerset County Prosecutor's Headquarters in Somerville, New Jersey, a quaint borough nestled in a pocket of the state where the suburbs blend into countryside. The Evidence Unit Supervisor, Ken Pryor, had allowed me to spend the morning in his office as part of my research into this book, which chronicles a bedeviling double homicide from a century ago. The media circus of its day, set in the nearby town of New Brunswick, this hoary old mystery had long since faded from the popular imagination. Pryor was now the steward of its vestiges, the tangible ones at least. Before I arrived, he'd retrieved a stack of boxes and totes from the evidence vault. The first one I perused included autopsy reports, witness lists, fingerprints, and brooding photographs of a dusty rural road next to an abandoned farm. That's where the victims were killed late one night, their bodies carefully arrayed beneath a crabapple tree. The dead man was a prominent local minister, married to a proud matron from an illustrious New Jersey family. Beside him lay a working-class housewife from the church choir. Their murders, shrouded in scandal and intrigue, set off a tempest of sensational newspaper coverage, fueling a circulation war between the infant tabloids of jazz-age New York. I spoke to Pryor about these age-old publications while riffling through files on a table. He stood up from his desk and left the room, returning minutes later with a clear plastic packet. It contained several rare editions of a bygone tabloid newspaper that led a crusade against the main suspects. The papers had been locked away in the evidence unit all these years, slowly decomposing. Bits of brittle newsprint crumbled off the edges as I carefully laid out the front pages. Grand jury hears of clergyman's tryst. Ghastly story told by fingerprints. Mrs. Mill's ghost. After an hour or so, one of Pryor's colleagues, an evidence custodian named Mike Wilder, took me to an adjoining office. Here I found the real bounty, a trove of lonely forensic antiquities neatly packed into a half-dozen or so storage bins. I'd become a voracious student of this crime, and I suddenly held pieces of it in my hands. Handkerchiefs found at the murder scene, the star witness's day calendar, ancient skeleton keys, the Reverend's wire-rimmed glasses snapped in two. I picked up a piece of shriveled, sheer black fabric, a pair of stockings. Wilder told me the choir singer had been wearing them when someone put 3 bullets in her head and opened her neck from one ear to the other. Now, here they sat in a generic suburban office building tucked away inside a blue plastic flip-top tote that looked like it came from Home Depot. The minister and the choir singer have been dead for 100 years, but the themes of their sordid tale still resonate. It's a story about dark secrets upending a community, about the media and the public's interaction with scandal and crime, about class, privilege, morality, love, betrayal, power, and the collision of these forces. It's also a story about ambition, triumphant at its best, but sometimes deadly. The beginning of the story is simple. 4 gunshots,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?